Hi everyone, I'm Miss Shirley. In today's video, we're going to discuss question 21 until question 30 for Perak Trial Paper 1. Okay, let's look at question 21. So table 1 shows the values of variables P and Q. So we have P and we have Q and we have two groups, X, Y and Z18. Okay, so given that Q varies inversely with P, so this is on chapter variation, okay, inverse variation, yeah? So Q varies inversely with P and the value of X, Y is 3. Calculate the value of Z. Okay, so let's do this. Q varies inversely with P means like this, okay? And then you have to change to equal sign. So you multiply with K, okay? Become K over P, yeah? So on the right hand side, you see XY equals to 3. So which means Y is equals to 3 over X. Okay, so now we look at the first group, X and Y. So P is X, Q is Y. So I'm going to substitute into here. So Y equals to K over X. So our Y is 3 over X, right? So 3 over X equals to K over X. And then you see here, we can compare. The denominator, both X. So which means that K is equals to 3. So we got K equals to 3, and then we can substitute back into step 2. So we will get a general equation, okay, which is Q equals to 3 over P, okay? So we got this. Okay, so now we can find the value of Z. So we're going to substitute this group, okay, Z, P is Z, and Q is 18. So Q is 18. So 18 equals to 3 over Z, okay? So here we exchange spaces. So which means that Z is equals to 3 over 18. And then we simplify this. So top and bottom divided by 3. So we get 1 over 6. And this is the final answer. Okay, let's look at the options given. A, B, C, D. So the answer is B. Let's look at question number 22. Diagram 11 shows a graph in the form of Y equals to, okay, let me highlight this. Y equals to A sine Bx plus C. So this is a sine graph. You see the shape? This is one cycle. Okay? So it's Y equals to A sine Bx plus C. So what does this A mean? So it means amplitude. Amplitude means from here to here or from here to here. Okay? Whereas B is the frequency. How many cycles? The number of cycles from 0 to 360 degrees. Okay, whereas C is up or down. For example, if it's +1, if C is +1, it goes 1 unit, the whole graph goes 1 unit upwards. If it's -1, the whole graph goes 1 unit downwards. Okay? So now they ask you to find the value of B. So we're going to look at this, okay? Because this graph is one cycle. But here is 24. So I'm going to use, okay, so B is 360 divided by 24. Okay, and we get 15. Yeah? So A, B, C, D, the answer is B. Let's look at question number 23. Which of the following diagram is not a tessellation? So it's not. So we circle the word not so that we won't make careless mistakes, okay? So what is a tessellation? So this is a pattern of shapes that covers the whole plane without any gaps, okay? And they don't overlap. So usually the tiles that they use are very similar in shape. They are congruent, okay? Same shape, same size, for example, like squares, triangle, hexagons. So now you look at this A, B, C, D. Which one is not a tessellation? Means that it won't leave any gaps in between. Which one is a tessellation? This is a tessellation, this is a tessellation, and this is a tessellation. But D is not a tessellation. You can see the gaps in between, okay? They are not consistent, yeah? So the answer is D. Let's look at question number 24. So table 2 shows the sets of edges of 4 graphs where each graph has 4 vertices. So the vertices are 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can see the numbers, yeah? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So which graph is a simple graph? Okay, so simple graph means what? There'll be no loops, okay? No loops, yeah? So I'm going to write it here. Simple graph. One is no loops. no loops. And secondly, no multiple edges, okay, for the same pair of vertices. Okay, so vertices. So what do they mean? What is a loop? Okay, for example, this point, let's say this is 2, 2, okay? So 2 and then it goes back to 2. So this is a loop. So for simple graph, it cannot have any loops, okay? Cannot have any loops. So which means that if 2 go back to 2, so which means that P is incorrect, okay? So we try to find another one. 4, 4 is also a loop, okay? This is a loop, this is a loop. So which means that Q is also incorrect. Okay, so next one, no multiple edges. Okay, here, the second rule, this is rule number 1, this is rule number 2. Okay, no multiple edges for the same pair of vertices. For example, like 1 and 3, for example. So 1 go to 3, and then another time 1 go to 3. So for this case, this is not a simple graph. Okay, so let's look at R. So for R, 1, 3 and 1, 3. So this is not a simple graph. Okay, therefore the answer is S. Okay, let's double check. 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 2, 4, and 3, 4. So there's no loops and no multiple edges for the same pair of vertices. So the answer is D. Let's look at question number 25. So diagram 12 shows a straight line FG on a Cartesian plane. So 3 is the y-intercept. This is y-intercept, okay, y-intercept. And then 8 is the x-intercept, okay, x-intercept. Okay, so here, find the gradient of straight line FG. So here we actually have two ways, okay. One is by using m equals to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, but here they give you intercept. So intercept, we're going to use intercept way. Okay, this is the first formula. Second formula is whenever they give you intercept. So you use negative y-intercept over x-intercept. So I'm going to use this. Okay, that will be easier. Yeah, so y-intercept. So equals negative y-intercept is 3, x-intercept is 8. Okay, so let's look at A, B, C, D, the options. So the answer is A. Let's look at question number 26. So this is on trigonometry. Okay, so arrange the values in descending order. So descending order means you have to arrange from the biggest to the smallest, okay? Biggest to the smallest. So for here, we're going to use the calculator and calculate the values of sine 45, sine 60, tangent 30, and tangent 45. Okay, so let's use the calculator. So sine 45, we get 0.7071. Okay, so 0.7071. And then sine 60 will get 0.866. Okay, tangent 30 will get 0.577, and tangent 45 is 1. Okay, so now we're going to arrange from biggest to smallest. So biggest is tangent 45, second biggest sine 60, third biggest sine 45, and the smallest is tangent 30. So let's look at A, B, C, D. So the biggest is tangent 45, correct. So this is out, And then second biggest is sine 60, this is correct, this is wrong. So therefore, our final answer is A. Let's look at question number 27. This is on chapter circles with center O. Find the value of x. Oh, this is pretty easy. Okay, so this looks like an arrow, right? So remember the law of circles. Let's say this is a circle. Okay, so this is center O. So if, okay, this is, let's say this A and this B. Okay, B. So let's say there's another line. From here, join to here, and then here, join to here. Okay, so which means that this, if this is x, therefore the angle subtended at the center will be 2 times of x, so 2x. So which means that if this is 35, the angle subtended at the circumference, then the angle subtended at the center, it will be 2 times of 35, which is equals to 70 degrees. So let's look at the options A, B, C, D. So the answer is B. Okay, let's look at question number 28. Yeah, the length of a river on a map is 8 cm. So remember, our scale is always in cm only. Okay, so it's 8 cm on the map. Even the actual length of the river is 24 kilometers. So this 24 kilometers we have to change to cm, right? So to change to cm, so km have to change to meter first and then change to cm. Okay, so I'm going to show the working. So 8 cm to 24 km. So this 8, okay, so this 24 km I'm going to change to cm. So 24, change to meter first. Change to meter is you times 1000. Okay, because 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meters. And then 1 meter is equals to how many cm? 100, right? So you times 100. Okay, so now both sides is cm. Okay, this cm, this is cm. Yeah, so for scale, we don't have to write down the unit. Okay, so we can eliminate the units. So it'll be 2, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it'll be 5 zeros, which means that it's 2,400,000. Okay, so you have to be in the simplest form whereby on the left hand side must be 1. So which means that both sides divided by 8. 8, okay, so 8 divided by 8 is 1. And then this one, 2,400,000 divided by 8 is equals to 300,000. So 300,000. Okay, so this is the scale, 1 to 300,000. A, B, C, D, the answer is D. Let's look at question number 29. So this is on sets. So given x is an integer, so universal set. So it's an integer. Integer means it's not decimal, it's not fractions, okay? So x is between 1 to 20, not including 1 and 20. It means it's from 2 to 19. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So up to 19. And then R is factors of 16. Okay, so R, so factor of 16, it can be 2, 4, 8, and 16 itself. Okay? And then S is even numbers. So S, even numbers. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and 18. Okay, so which of the following is true? So R is equals to S. No, they are not the same. So out. Okay? And then R is inside. This means subset. So R is subset of S. Is it true? R is inside S. Okay, let's see. 2 inside here, 4 inside here, 8 inside here, and 16 is inside. Ah, yes. Okay, it's a subset. Subset. So the answer is B. Okay? Let's look at C. Why C is incorrect? So N is number of elements inside set R. So we have how many inside set R? So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is supposed to be 4, right? And then D also supposed to be 4. So confirm our answer, 29 is B. Let's look at question number 30. So this is on installment, loan installment. Okay, 𝗦𝗫𝗀 bought a house worth 250,000 ringgit. She paid 10% of the down payment. So 10% of 250,000 is equals to how much? 25,000, right? So 25,000. Okay, 25,000. So, and the balance is payable in installment over 20 years. So this is going to be our T, is 20. The flat interest rate imposed by the bank is Y% per annum, means per year. So if 𝗦𝗫𝗀 pays the money installment of, so this is the money installment, calculate the value of Y, which is the rate, okay? So we're going to use a formula, okay, in order to calculate the monthly installment. So we use this 250,000. We're going to calculate the balance first, okay? 250,000 minus 25,000. So how much is this? Okay, it's the calculator. 250,000 minus 25,000. So you get 225,000, 225,000. Okay, so this is the balance payment, okay, the balance of the payment. So this will be divided over 20 years, okay. So I'm going to use 225000. So this is the principal, okay, the principal, which is the money that you borrow from the bank at first, and then plus with the interest. So interest is what? What's the formula for interest? PRT, right? Okay, so the principal here is 225000 times with the interest rate, which is y/100. Okay, y% is y/100 times with the t, which is 20 years. Okay, and then divided by, so 20 years, right? 20, because you want to know monthly. So times, okay, so 20 years times 12. 1 year is 12 months. Okay, so you got total months at the bottom. So equals to 1687.50. Okay, so you can put a bracket here. Then you just calculate. Okay, so after that, you will get your y equals to 4. Okay, so that's your answer. So ABCD, the answer is B.